welcome to the lecturer and our fellow friends. So today we are from Group 7 and we choose company Ford Motor Company as our final project, and we are doing our final project entitled Analysis of Ford in Competitive Advantage and Organizational Management. So today I'm going to present about the introduction for Ford Motor Company. So Ford Motor Company is one of the oldest and most established automotive manufacturers, and which has been founded by Henry Ford in 1903. So Ford Motor Company pioneered mass production and assembly line innovation, which has been transformed the global automobile industry. So next, Ford operates globally and produces a wide range of vehicles, including compact cars, SUV, and commercial trucks. And Ford Motor Company has a strong market presence in North America, Europe, Asia, and emerging economies. And Ford continues to evolve by responding to technological change, shifting consumer preference, and the growing demand for sustainable mobility. Ford's strategies and innovation is to demonstrate on how traditional manufacturers adapt to new technologies and market expectations. So next, I'm going to explain about the main objective that we are using for our research about Ford Motor Company is to identify the main factor affecting Ford business performance. The second objective is to determine the roles and responsibilities within Ford, from executive leadership to manufacturing teams. And the third objective is to apply strategic recommendations using management tools and the POLC framework. POLC stands for Planning, Organizing, Leading, and Controlling. Okay, it's also to enhance Ford's competitiveness and sustainability. The fourth objective is to gain deeper insights into business management practices within the global automotive industry, with a focus on Ford's legacy, transformation, and future direction. So that's all from me. Thank you. So next, I'm going to explain about roles and governing factor in firm's performance. The first one is about economic factor. So in here, we have around seven economic factor that I'm going to explain in this section. Okay, so the first one, economic factors that has in the Ford Motor Company is about microeconomic sensitivity. For example, Ford's sales are direct reflection of global health, and recession lead to immediate production cuts, while booms drive volume and profit. So the second economic factor is about monetary pressure. About the interest rates, the high rates discourage consumer financing, which hitting both sales and Ford credit revenue. The next economic factor is about inflation. In levels 4.9%, inflation erodes the purchasing power, which will shift the buyers towards cheaper models or delaying purchases entirely. Which means at the level 4.9% inflation, buyers will shift towards the cheaper model car models, or they will delay their purchases on the car models. So next, the economic factor is about operational costs. The rising cost of lithium, aluminum, and steel, which is essential for the EV transition, it will threaten the profit margins unless passed on to the consumer. The next economic factor is about operational costs. It's about the currency volatility. For example, a strong US dollar reduce Ford's competitiveness abroad, which particularly in Europe and Asia, which require them to aggressive pricing adjustment. Okay, for the sixth economic factor is about regional strategy. Okay, for example, emerging markets. So competitive pricing is required them to better with the local manufacturer. Okay, the last but not least, economic factor is about developed markets. Okay, the success of Ford Motor Cars company depends on high-tech innovation and premium feature differentiation. So that's all about the section 2.1 economic factor from me. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Raja Muhammad Ismail Raja Zahiri. Today I would like to talk about ROS and governing factor influence performance. So I will be presenting about politic and legal factor. First thing first is as a global vehicle manufacturer, Ford activities are significantly shaped by a complicated array of geopolitical, legal and regulatory dynamics that differ between regions. First thing first is global operation impact. Ford face challenges from geopolitical tension. For example, US and China trade wars and shifting domestic policies in India. The second two is regulatory compliance. Stricter environment laws like EU emission rules and India's BS6 standards push Fords towards electric vehicle EV evolution. These require intensive research and development efforts and switch pivots towards electric vehicle production. And number three is operational risk. Labor union negotiation, anti-corruption laws, and production safety standards and publicity towards global strategy. It is risk on demand, tailor pricing and complaints approved to safeguard and maintain to diplomatic relation in a global market. The second two is the technological factor. F3. Number one is manufacturing in automation. Manufacturing automation is deployment of robotic arm for welding, and assembly has increased output from dozen to 100 vehicle per day. This, for example, Dressdorf plant can boost output 50% and cut costs off by 50%. And the second two is AI-driven efficiency. AI-driven efficiency is a predictive maintenance reduces. AI analyzes data to anticipate machine failures. And the second two is AI enhances supply chains, lower manufacturing expense. And the lastly is vehicle innovation. Vehicle innovation is EV and hybrid like Mustang Mach-E and F-150 lighting. For example, have a smart features, autonomous braking, infotainment VR ride, and autonomous driving. So that's all from me. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Shanti Muniswaran. I'm going to explain about roles and governing factors in firms' performance. These slides explains the market and consumer factors that influence a firm's performance, using Ford as an example. First, in terms of target market, Ford mainly targets middle to high income customers aged between 30 and 55. These customers include professionals, families, and business owners across global markets. This helps Ford design vehicles that match their customers' lifestyle and income level. Next is customer data and insights. Ford uses IT systems to collect customer data. This data helps the company understand customer needs, preferences, and buying behavior, which is important for improving products and services. Moving on to buying preferences, Ford uses AI to identify the most suitable products and services. This data helps the company understand customer needs, preferences, and buying behavior, which is important for improving products and services. Moving on to buying preferences, Information technology helps Ford identify key factors that customers care about, such as safety, fuel efficiency, and technology. In terms of digital platforms, Ford uses tools like Ford Pass and online car configurators. These platforms improve the customer experience and also allow Ford to collect useful data for future improvements. For marketing and personalization, IT supports targeted and personalized marketing campaigns. Personalized advertisements help increase customer engagement and build brand loyalty. Finally, for decision making and innovation, IT helps Ford make better business and product decisions. Customer feedback is also used to support continuous innovation and improve overall performance. Thank you.
So today I want to talk about human resource factor in Ford. Human resource factor are important to Ford company performance and growth. For employees, engineer, designer, IT staff, marketers, and production workers who support its operation. The company hires employees with strong technical skills, creativity, and problem-solving abilities. Ford promote diversity and inclusion to encourage better idea and decision making. Employees are trained through continuous learning program, mentoring, and on-the-job training, especially in areas like electric vehicles and new technologies. Teamwork and collaboration help employees share knowledge and adapt to industry change. Ford motivate and retain employees through good pay, incentive, and career development. The HR department align employee performance with company goals, helping to drive innovation, efficiency, and long-term success.
Hi everyone, today we will dive into section 2.6 financial factor from our topics on roles and government factors in a firm performance, focusing specifically on how these elements shape Ford success. In part 1, core financial health foundation. First up, financial health is make or break for Ford performance, stability, and long-term growth. The reason for this, revenue and profits rely heavily on international car sales. More sales mean more money to reinvest in expanding operation, funding research, and developing new products. But profitability isn't guaranteed. It drops during economic slowdowns or when production costs climb. Those costs are driven by manufacturing raw materials and investing in new tech like electric vehicles, EVs. Speaking of EVs, Ford needs big investment for everything from factories to batteries and software. Part 2, borrowing, credit and market dynamics. Now let's look at borrowing and market factors. Taking on debt can fuel expansion, but it also means higher interest payments, which can limit funds for innovation. On the flip side, Ford Credit plays a key role. By lending customers, it boosts sales, especially when interest rates are low. When rates are high though, both borrowing and car sales tend to fall. For example, currency exchange rates also matter. A strong dollar may Ford export pricier, while a weaker dollar helps them compete globally. Finally, the stock market, the investor confidence affect Ford's ability to move quickly financially. Strong results draw in more investment, also opening doors for more growth and innovation. That is all for how financial factors from sales and cost to borrowing and market forces directly govern Ford performance. Thank you. Good morning to my friends and to everyone. Today I'm going to talk about the discussion part. Firstly, Ford is accelerating its transition to electric vehicles. This is important because it helps the company meet environmental regulation and respond to the growing market demand for eco-friendly vehicles. By focusing on EVs, Ford can remain competitive in the global automotive industry. Secondly, Ford is adopting digitalization and smart mobility. This includes connected cars, software updates, and autonomous driving technology. This innovation improves customer experience and allow Ford to compete with technology-focused car manufacturers. Next, Ford strengthens its supply chain resilience. This helps reduce production disruption caused by issues such as global shortages or supplier problems, ensuring smoother and more stable operations. In terms of management function using the POLC framework, planning involves investing in EV technology, battery plants, and charging infrastructure. Organizing can be seen in Ford's restructuring into Ford Model E, Ford Blue, and Ford Pro to improve focus and efficiency. Leading focuses on leadership that drive innovation, employee training, and effective change management. Controlling includes the use of KPIs, quality checks, audits, and customer feedback to monitor performance. Finally, practical example of Ford strategy include partnership with SK Innovation and CATL, which support battery supply for EV production. In conclusion, this business solution and management practices help Ford remain competitive, sustainable, and future ready. Thank you. That is all from me.
To conclude, it shows that the competitiveness of Ford Motor Company in the global automotive market is strongly influenced by its ability to adapt, innovate, and manage its organization effectively. Despite being one of the oldest automobile manufacturers, Ford has successfully evolved into a modern mobility provider with a strong focus on electrification, digital technology, and sustainability. Ford performance is also affected by environmental factors such as economic condition, political policies, and legal regulation, which influence production costs and market demand. At the same time, continuous investment in technologies such as electric and autonomous vehicle helps Ford remain competitive in the long term. Overall, sustainable competitiveness does not rely solely on product innovation, but also on effective governance, strong financial and human resource management, and the ability to align strategies with changes in the global environment. Thank you.